गुडगम के ओनर मयंक का स्वागत है हमारे पॉडकास्ट में। कौन सा ऐसा प्रोडक्ट है विच इज शोन समथिंग बट इट इज वेरी 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 बैड फॉर हेल्थ?
Tang is what? Tang is I think 99.3% sugar.
On the same regard, I think Virat Kohli is someone that I really respect.
Yeah.
Because I think he endorses brands
Absolutely.
only according to what is good for people.
Absolutely.
सबसे फन शार्क कौन है?
Aman.
अमन। शार्क टैंक का एपिसोड खत्म होने के बाद बिहाइंड द सीन्स में वो डील कैंसिल हो जाता है।
Mayank Agarwal, the cricketer, he's actually even investing in the company.
If Ashneer Grover hota, do you think you could have cracked the deal with Ashneer Grover?
I don't think so. You'll be like, यार क्या problem solve कर रहे हो?
क्या कर रहा है यार तू?
Chewing gum. Here there's so many different bigger problems to solve.
शार्क टैंक में जाने के बाद how has life changed for you? Welcome back to yet another episode of Unset Feeling with Shanky. Before we move forward, I just want to remind you that there are 79% of people who comes to our channel, watches our video but do not subscribe to our channel. So before moving forward, if you could subscribe to our channel, it will also help us grow and it will also help us to give you the best quality content by calling the best quality guests at our podcast. We are back again at our favorite studios, which is the Taper Fox Studios in Indiranagar, Bangalore, to shoot our very special episode with Mayank, who has been on Shark Tank with his brand Gudgum. The topics that we discuss today is everything related to Shark Tank. So if you are a brand owning a business who wants to appear on Shark Tank and do not have any idea, or just a consumer who wants to know that how does Shark Tank works, is Shark Tank real or is it scripted, what are the behind the scene things that happens in Shark Tank, what is after that, do they really get the investment on time? If you're looking to find answers to all these questions, then this is the episode for you. Wait, have a good time and keep watching Unset Feeling with Shanky. So hi Mayank,
Hi.
क्या हाल, कैसे हो?
बस बढ़िया. जो भी कोई पूछता है how's it going, I say it's going good. That's the name of my brand as well.
That is the best way to put it. So Mayank, because I know कि जितने भी जन ये सुन रहे हैं, a lot of people are here ये जानने के लिए कि शार्क टैंक में एग्जैक्टली होता क्या है, कैसे चलता है एंड गुडगम को बेसिकली कितना फायदा हुआ शार्क टैंक में जाने के बाद. ठीक है, तो टू स्टार्ट विद द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, इफ यू कैन क्विकली एक्सप्लेन गुडगम है क्या फॉर पीपल हु डू नॉट नो अबाउट द ब्रांड.
Yeah. So market में existing every chewing gum that you see, Boomer, Happy Dent, all of them are made of a plastic base. That's why जब people उसको थूकते हैं या कहीं बेंच के नीचे चिपका देते हैं तो वो सालों साल तक या सदियों तक वहीं चिपकी रहेगी because it's plastic. Moreover, all these chewing gums have artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners. So there's nothing natural about a chewing gum. Good gum on the contrary is end to end natural. It's biodegradable. Meaning जब आप good gum को नेचर में फेंक दोगे तो like vegetable peels would disappear, like it become food for microorganisms, the same way it'll just biodegrade. Plus we don't use any artificial colors, flavors or sweeteners. So it's deemed fit to consume even for kids, diabetics, people following a diet, etc., etc. So that's the key differentiator. That's what good gum is. So
एंड लाइक गुडगम ऐसा कोई और प्रोडक्ट भी है, ऐसा च्युइंग गम भी है मार्केट में अपार्ट फ्रॉम गुडगम?
not in India. There are a few in US, in Europe.
पर इंडिया में ऐसा अभी
ऐसा
तक कुछ भी नहीं आया.
Nothing.
तो अभी तक जितने भी च्युइंग गम हम लोग जो कंज्यूम करते थे, लाइक हाउ बैड इज इट फॉर द हेल्थ?
So I would say they're not extremely bad. What happens is ये सारे artificial ingredients are okay to consume to a certain extent, right? But if some people are overdoing it, then you're calling for trouble, right? Aspartame, for example, abhi Coke, Diet Coke, there was so much news around Diet Coke that it contains aspartame.
हाँ.
Aspartame is a artificial sweetener, which is non-calorie sweetener basically. So it was deemed fit by WHO to consume a few years ago, and now they've come up to a fact saying that you can only consume this much amount of aspartame. So science is always in progress, right? Like we took the vaccine a few years ago. Now we are seeing the ill effects. You see people dying at an earlier age. They have heart issues and all of that because it was rapidly brought into the market. So when aspartame was discovered or invented, they probably gave it a green card, and now they've figured that there could be problems related to it. So not all these chewing gums are bad if you're consuming once in a while, but if you're overdoing it, right? Like if kids, for example, these kids don't know where to draw a line for it. right?
Correct.
They might choose 8 gums a day, 10 gums a day, and they
Which
might
is
be,
bad.
which is bad,
Yeah.
right? So Trident is a brand of chewing gums,
Yeah.
right? So which is one of the most premium brands for some reasons, right? Because it has like 5 different artificial sweeteners, तो एक लंबा sweetness का एहसास देता है.
Right.
And there's an ingredient called BHT, buta hydroxytoluene, in that very chewing gum. And if you actually deep dive, you'll find कि Trident बोलता है कि आप don't consume more than 2 or 3 chewing gums a day, because our body cannot digest more than that much amount of BHT in a day,
Okay.
right? तो अभी समझो I'm going to consume 4 or 5 on a daily basis for 5 days.
That is bad for
That
health.
excess BHT is going to build up, and that's going to damage my kidney. So, so why do you want to consume artificial ingredients that could be bad for you on a longer run? And then talking about the plastic, WHO is already telling कि आप a normal human being is consuming एक credit card जितना plastic on a weekly, on a monthly basis.
Oh my
मतलब
god.
एक credit card अपन खा रहे हैं, and that is coming from invisible sources, obviously, right? Because जब प्लास्टिक का एक दाना होगा वो तो अपन खाएंगे नहीं. It is coming from invisible sources. This is coming from, say, a mineral bottled water. When you open the ढक्कन, because of the friction between the ढक्कन and the top layer, there's like tons of microplastic or nanoplastic particles that go into the water. So वैसे करते करते you're consuming one credit card every month. So
Oh my
imagine how much plastic you're consuming. Abhi, how is plastic bad in our body? Does it get digested or not? That people are still studying,
studying.
right? Chewing gums, people bolte it's okay to swallow. It'll come out with your poop regularly. But do we know?
We don't
So
know
yeah,
really.
exactly, right? So why do you want to consume products that are in a gray area? Rather, when there's a natural alternative, everything is coming from a plant. Our gum base is extracted from a plant, right? Like when you make cuts on the bark of a chiku tree, the milk that comes out, the latex, that is what we use in the chewing gum. And then the sweeteners that we use, the colors that we use, everything we use essential oils to flavor. We use, beetroot powder to color the gums. So end to end, it's natural. Our body knows how to digest those ingredients.
तो इतना जो नॉलेज है मैं कैसे आपको like you have a lot of knowledge about these things, so
Yeah.
have you studied about these things and how do you know about these things so deeply?
So I have a master's in food science. Like I've studied food production management, food processing, etc. So you give me a food product, I can dissect and tell you the anatomy के इसका cost price क्या होगा, how do you make this, is it good for you, is it not,
Yeah.
right? Like because I've studied that, uh, and now I think over time I've started deep diving into products. So automatically you, and if I'm selling chewing gums, then I
You
need to
have
know
to
end to end about my profession.
profession for
So वो comes by default. But yes, I have a educational background, and then I did chemical engineering. तो process का भी I have understanding.
and in the episode of Shark Tank you also mentioned that you read the labels
Yeah,
behind every product,
yeah,
so you've been doing that since childhood or when did it
yeah,
hit
yeah.
you?
Like probably I used to be very fat when I was a kid, right? And that because of that, I was a very underconfident child. If you bring that child here, he might not be able to sit here and talk
Oh my
because
god.
yeah, because I was kind of shy because of probably what I looked like. I was chubby, I was fat, I was short, and so school. If you, even now, I don't have a lot of friends from school or whatever because that's when I didn't interact with a lot
A
of
lot of
people, and because of that, I used to feel like underconfident, and that was coming from the kind of food that I was eating
Hmm.
and the lifestyle that I was living, right? So when I came into college, I started understanding what I'm eating. I started understanding why it's important to start even working out, right? So once I started working out, then there was no turning around. And when I became fit, now I know how difficult it is to go from being fat to fit, that I'll never want to go back to being fat. So that was like that very reason was when I started reading labels to
To
understand
understand.
why packaged food might be bad for you or what kind of packaged food is bad for you. So that age group from class 8 to 10 is when I started.
तो हम लोग जैसे लेबल्स की बात कर रहे हैं तो फूड फार्मर के बारे में सुना होगा. आई थिंक ही इज वन person who has started like putting it out so well कि
Yeah,
labels पढ़ो. So what do you think about the whole concept of reading labels on a regular basis?
I think that's a mandatory thing. They should start inculcating that in बच्चों के syllabus, right? Like we are taught stuff like physics, chemistry, biology while growing up. We don't even utilize that on a daily basis,
uh,
right? But you're eating food on a daily basis. As you grow, that's a That's like your core uh, learning that you are going to be utilizing every day. And the fact that you are what you eat. If you are fat, it's because what you eat.
What you eat.
If you're diabetic, it's because what you eat, right? And if you know how to understand these things by yourself, so you won't get to that level where you're obese or where you're diabetic or where you're hypertensive, right? So kids, particularly if they're taught at a very early stage, I think they will grow up to be healthier adults, or they
Mm.
at least have an idea of what to choose. Right? When we were growing up, we didn't know why a dark chocolate at that point was better than just a sugary milk chocolate. Right? If we knew, then we would, at some points in time, pick that dark chocolate. So that has to be there, I think, um, for a lot of people to like prevent any of these lifestyle disorders. Or what food farmers is doing is tremendous. I To be honest, that Bournvita video I made 3 years ago.
Oh, you did?
I made
Oh,
that video 3 years ago. I mean, I think 2 years before he did. And
wow.
good for him that he got viral. And then you actually start seeing that if people decide to start boycotting such products, then companies will be pushed
To
to
change.
to change their products as well. Like
Right.
Indian government, it took them 40, 50 years of Bonvita's existence to then understand and say, okay, Bonvita, you're out of the health drinks
Yeah.
parameter. Now you can't call yourself a
A healthy drink.
healthy drink, right?
Yeah.
So that a lot of cusp lies in the hand of consumers. Why do you have to wait for influencers to come and tell you कि ये अच्छा है, ये बुरा है? Why can't you educate yourself? And
Mm.
that's why I think content has to be much more educative, right? Like not
Very true.
influensive.
Very true. Very true.
And I think if you talk about my content and his content, I don't come on a screen and say Red Bull is bad, Red Bull might kill you, don't drink Red Bull. No, right? Like, what does Red Bull contain, right?
Uh,
How is caffeine metabolized?
hmm.
How much sugar can you consume? And now you decide. If you're an athlete who is running a 30 kilometer or a 40 kilometer marathon, you've very well earned yourself that Red Bull. You're
Yeah.
not going to have any repercussions if you drink two Red Bulls in that day.
J-
But if you're a person with a sedentary lifestyle, sitting at your
Sitting at
desk
home.
like 8 hours, 10 hours a day, not moving at all, and then you drink two Red Bulls, then you're going to become fat and diabetic. So educative content gives a lot more to consumers to learn than influencer. Because
Influencer
then,
con.
वहाँ पे तो क्या ही होगा? You're just to get viral. You're gonna say this is bad. Don't drink
Hmm,
this,
hmm, hmm,
right?
hmm, hmm.
Why do you want to create? Feed in your thoughts into a
Someone else's
person.
idea.
So that's my purview.
So you being a part of this industry for very long, Mayank, okay? तो ऐसा एक प्रोडक्ट जो तुम्हारे दिमाग में एकदम बैठा रहता है कि कौन सा ऐसा प्रोडक्ट है which is shown something but it is very 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 bad for health.
I think a lot of these pantry staples at home are Bournvitas, Complans, Horlicks, Boost, right? ये चार हो गए. Milo, Punch,
Hmm.
Tang, right? Like when
Okay.
again I was growing up, sports day, my mom used to give me like 1 liter ka bottle with Tang in it,
True.
saying कि ना you're going to be playing sports and all of that. That much sugar was not needed.
Uh,
Tang is what? Tang is I think 99.3% sugar or 98% sugar and 0.7% orange powder,
oh my God.
right? So sugar is what, 35 rupees a kilo.
Hmm.
So matlab, you're paying a premium for that tank when it's 98% sugar. So a lot of these products are marketed in a very persuasive way, like tan ki shakti, man ki shakti, and the way Bonvita's advertisements are, like that kid is running faster than his
Yeah.
mother. That
And
kid is
even
only going to
complain
grow
कि
fat.
लंबे हो जाओगे complain पी के.
Yeah, my mom gave me so much Complan. I'm still 5'5", which is very under height, right? It's very my height is very under average. So ये एक हो गया. And another thing was the sting, right? Like you get a Jasprit Bumrah to endorse Thumbs Up. You get an Akshay Kumar to
And
endorse any of these energy drinks. Go ask these athletes or these actors, do they consume it? They probably don't even touch they don't even consume a sip
same
even
properly.
while shooting their advertisement, right? And kids will think, I'll drink Thumbs Up, I'll be throwing balls as fast as Jasprit Bumrah.
Right.
I think it's also a responsibility of these celebrities to
To endorse good brands.
yeah, to endorse good brands, right? For them it's all about money.
Very true.
They will, I mean, any other brand which gives them better money, they're gonna go with them.
And I think on the same regards, I think Virat Kohli is someone that I really respect,
Yeah,
I- because I think he endorses brands
absolutely.
only according to what is good for people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, to a certain extent,
To
right?
a
Like,
certain
yeah,
extent, yeah.
yeah,
Like compared to other athletes,
100%.
I think
He's
Virat
not a
Kohli,
sellout.
yeah, is not a sellout. So when these brands,
Yeah,
do you think these brands come on Shark Tank? And do you think, say example,
yeah,
there's a brand, a new brand which came up, something similar to Bournvita, say,
yeah,
and they go up on Shark Tank.
yeah,
Do you think they'll be approved? And do you think there'll be investors
yeah, yeah. So
investing in
again,
that?
Shark Tank is not. If you're talking from the health perspective, there's nothing that the sharks care about for health, right? They might
Okay.
have some reservations personally, but if a particular brand makes sense, कि इसमें पैसा बनेगा,
बनेगा.
right? So a dear friend of mine, World Energy Drink, right?
हाँ
Devesh, you
हाँ
might
हाँ
have
हाँ,
seen,
correct.
super bold guy, uh, and he's out there to throw Red Bull out of the country
Of the
and
country.
making a homegrown brand. So it is high sugar, it is high caffeine. He's making a replacement for Red Bull. That doesn't mean he did not get a deal on Shark
Deal on
Tank.
Shark
So
Tank.
Shark Tank mein, it's your business proposition that you're selling. You got to be a little better or a little cheaper or a little tastier. And if there's a massive market scope, then they'll go ahead.
So end of the day, Shark Tank में भी जितने भी शार्क इन्वेस्ट करते हैं उन लोग ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि ये कितना अच्छा हो सकता है ये प्रोडक्ट या कितना नहीं हो सकता, पैसा बनेगा कि नहीं बनेगा, एंड ऑफ द डे मेरे को उससे मतलब है.
Not all the sharks have the same idea. A few sharks might say कि नहीं यार, I don't invest in high fat, high sugar, high
True.
salt products. And a few sharks like Aman Gupta is a total foodie.
हाँ हाँ.
So if he likes the product by taste, he'll invest.
He'll invest.
Probably a Vinita Singh or Namita Thapar, these they come from that fitness or health backgrounds. Vinita wouldn't invest in a high sugar product. So
Right.
all of them have their own reservations.
Right. So now for you, Mayank, Shark Tank में जाने के बाद, how has life changed for you? How has the episode, after the episode, how has your sales increased?
Yeah.
How has it been after that?
So I think like it's a fairy tale, to be honest. After Shark Tank, uh, we did not we severely underestimated the kind of impact the brand the brand will have after Shark
Shark
Tank.
Tank.
Uh, I think whatever inventory was there on Amazon was sold out overnight.
Oh my God.
And we being a company that we manufacture everything in house, we have our own production facility. So everything is mostly just in time, right? Like we make, we dispatch, we make, we dispatch. So we did not even have like a lot of inventory ready to be able to kind of even fulfill that kind of storm that was coming. And we thought, okay, it's chewing gum. A lot of people before Shark Tank had told us कि यार तुम chewing gum में कितना ही बड़ा धंधा बना दोगे, कौन खाता है chewing gum, right? And those kind of thoughts were always there, and we thought, okay, we'll come on air, and then it's just chewing gum. Would people even order? We didn't know. And right at 9, I think 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whenever the episode came out, our phones started buzzing with the orders, and
During the
every
episode, you're saying,
yeah,
when the,
even like there are these crazy people who are frenzy about Shark Tank brands. They just want to order Shark Tank brands and probably flex it amongst their friends and family and all of that I ordered. So the earlier the better, because there's higher possibility that your order is
you
going to
order,
be get fulfilled.
yeah.
Because if you're late, then the brand might have a lot of orders to fulfill and then you'll be late. So we've received such mails as well. Ki, hey, I placed an order. Please, can you make sure you send it to me ASAP because I want to flex it amongst my friends in school. That's the kind. There are screenshots of
What
these
are
mails.
you
We're probably even
saying?
working on some reels on that. So all sorts of people are there, and that's when we realize कि यार, don't underestimate the the impact that the Indian population can have. 135 crore people. There was an order every minute minimum for 7 days. So imagine the number of orders we had.
So you mean जैसे आज शार्क टैंक का एपिसोड एयर गया उसके बाद for the next 7 days you had order for every minute basically.
I'm talking mere average, and the first 2 days there was more than 3 orders per minute also. So where we were doing pre Shark Tank, we were doing like on our website with organic marketing, we were doing about 40 orders a day. This number went up to 2,500,
What are
2,600
you
orders a day.
saying?
That was only on our website.
Oh
And
shit.
and if we had stocked up in a lot of other marketplaces, Amazon, if we had enough inventory, though we could have done much more than that.
So before going to Shark Tank, didn't you speak to a lot of brands have already been a part of Shark
I
Tank to
did speak
understand?
with them. I did speak with them. So, Perfora,
Huh.
the oral healthcare brand, is a good friend. We make chewing gums for them. I spoke to the founder there, and I asked him, what kind of traffic do I estimate? He said, at least three to four x of what your average is. I said, okay, three to four
So
x
you were
is
ready with 3 to 4x.
3 to 4x manageable. I don't remember exactly what number, but उसने 10x भी बोला होगा, तो 10x I
You were
was
ready
okay
with
with,
that much,
right?
huh?
Like 40 order, 400 order, I can do. What happened? 80x.
Oh my
40
god.
order से 3000 order, 75x, right?
Oh shit.
It's crazy, and the timing of the episode was so crazy. Where uh, Feb 5th को episode आया, Feb 18th, Bhuvan was getting married, my younger brother,
Ha
co-founder.
ha 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 ha.
18th,
Ha ha.
12th, all of us were due to leave to Rajasthan. We had literally so amidst all of this, there was wedding preps happening, there were choreography, dance choreography happening. And we wrote to Shark Tank team. We told them, ki, Bhuvan is getting married. We request you to, please
Do it
put
in the
our
next week.
episode, probably after Feb 18th, because we want 100% of our bandwidth to be available, right? But they won't even care to
Care.
open those mails.
Open those
उनको
mails.
जैसे TRP से जब समझ आता है, they, and we shot our episode in the last segment.
L- Last segment as in?
In the sense, I think they start shooting in September. They've already started shooting
They've
for
already
this
started.
season
I know,
right
yeah. They've
now.
already
So
started
September,
shooting.
October, November, December is when we shot. That was like the fag end of the shooting season, and we came on air on the 11th episode, like the third week's first day,
Uh,
Monday.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, all's well that ends well. We had to stock ourselves out. मतलब 5 तारीख को एपिसोड आया, 14 को I told my team stock out कर दो, because then people will get impatient. अभी ये Blinkit Zepto की दुनिया में people want their products in their hand in
Right.
10 minutes,
True.
and they want a tracker. They want like a map where that person is visible कि आपका product कहाँ है.
Uh,
And we being a small brand, we don't have those kind of widgets on our website. We didn't even have any of these ready. There were so many mails that came. Hey, I placed an order. I didn't receive any confirmation. I didn't receive any
oh my god.
mail, etc. Mail to gaya. WhatsApp confirmation nahi mila. Where's my product? It's been 2 days since I placed my order. And on my website, I'd clearly written, uh, please expect delays. We are taking up to 25 days to dispatch your order. So if you're
Oh
placing your
my
order today,
god.
add 25 days to be able for us to be able to dispatch your order. People don't read. People place an order, they expect their product to
To
reach the
the
next day.
next day. True, very true. I think that is
And then I had to set up two people to just answer these mails, pick these calls, and reply to these Instagram mails and comments. Because when people get impatient, they'll just go everywhere.
mm,
And that's when I realized that these are not the kind of consumers I want.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
kind of consumers I want are the guys who'll say, it's all right, I understand, I'll wait. And 80% of my consumers were that.
Hmm.
So,
तो
so
ऐसे अगर बाय चांस इफ द कंज्यूमर इज नॉट गेटिंग द ऑर्डर ऑन टाइम से
yeah,
अगर 2 दिन में 3 दिन में नहीं
yeah.
मिल रहा है डू दे कैंसिल द ऑर्डर फ्रॉम देयर एंड
We didn't give them an option.
हाँ
There was no website, there was no widget on the website. But then after 7 days, we decided कि यार एक WhatsApp message भेजते हैं. We'll ask them if you want to cancel, press this button. We'll happily refund your money.
रिफंड योर मनी
We don't want you to feel like we've taken your money and then run away to Maldives and having a gala time
ट्रू
there.
ट्रू
That's
ट्रू
not what
ट्रू
it
ट्रू
was
ट्रू
like, right? We were having like sleepless nights. Our office area is about 1500 square feet. उसमें chewing gum बनता है, chewing gum pack होता है, हमारी team वहाँ बैठती है, and we were packing courier boxes there. So imagine the kind of
सो हाउ बिग टीम डिड यू हैव दैट टाइम
So we had about the same size as we have right now, about 14 people on production floor. We had 4 5 temps that we had got, temporary staff, who all their work was just to sit and pack corrugated boxes, the courier boxes. And we had about 5 people, three full times and two interns to look after all of these Instagram inquiries, because
राइट
then there'll be calls coming from everywhere in the world. Hey, I have a store. I want your product to retail. Hey, I'm in New Zealand, I want to resell here. तो ये सारी चीज़ें आपको, you got to make the most of it while people remember your brand, right?
रिमेंबर
Like within that
लेट नहीं
that
कर
month,
सकते हो
हाँ, उसके बाद आप reply करोगे, people be like, okay, है ना, okay, बात गई. That was like hit the, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, when the iron is molten, hit the hammer or something.
सो बट उस समय यू आल्सो हैड योर wedding preparations
Yeah.
going on, man. Okay. How did you manage? Like, how did the whole team manage this? Because you have wedding preparation going on.
Yeah.
There are orders coming
Yeah.
in. There are mails coming in.
So I just let it to I mean what can I do? I have one brother. उसकी एक ही बार शादी होगी जिंदगी में. Uh, that was equally important as Shark Tank, and I let it to my team. And these were young kids who had just joined me a year ago, right?
Wow.
And I gave them all freedom. I said, the ship is yours to handle. I'll be back in 7 days. I left on the 12th. I came back on the 20th. I was working from there.
For sure. Like,
I
without a
used
doubt.
to wake up early even before every celebration started. 4 ghante, 5 ghante, talking to people, making sure everything is running smoothly,
Oh my God.
doing all of that. So it was like it was like driving a car for 10 kilometers on the third gear, like not changing gear. Like that's how my body was feeling
So
drained
before
out.
before before you entered Shark Tank,
Yeah,
Mayank, okay. So वो रात कैसा था? Like you knew that tomorrow is the Shark Tank
yeah, yeah,
episode that you are
yeah.
going to shoot for. So आज का रात का description थोड़ा दो.
So I was kind of chill. The thing is with Shark Tank में क्या होता है? If we were shooting on Saturday, but we were in Bombay from Wednesday.
Hmm.
Wednesday, Thursday,
The
Friday, they
team
just
called you
take you.
basically.
Huh? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they ask you to be in Bombay because they take you to the studio. They're gonna take you around. That you know there's the script team that is not the script. I think the pitching team that's going to listen to your pitch, rehearse, rehearse the walk. Check your clothes. What are you going to be wearing? There's a financial team that is going to ask you questions the way the sharks might ask you because it's national television, right?
Hmm.
So they want to make sure you know your numbers. They want to make sure you know your product. तो 3 दिन वो चल ही रहा था. So we were kind of in that space कि हाँ रोज स्टूडियो जा रहे हैं आ रहे हैं स्टूडियो जा रहे हैं आ रहे हैं. So for me it was still all right because I am that I'm the outgoing guy in the company amidst me and Bhuvan, and Bhuvan is the guy who is behind the laptop doing all of
All
that
the
work. तो उसकी थोड़ी फटी हुई थी obviously, but it was like just the two of us in our room. So a lot of pep talk happened. We saw a lot of old Shark Tank pitches to understand what sharks need to be dealt with in what manner, which sharks will pick points on what particular aspect of the
aspect of the
product.
product.
So find all of these flaws, try to understand what questions might arise, what answers would be there, um, and yeah, I mean like उसके बाद तो क्या ही I told Bhuvan and I myself, I said, what's the worst that can happen, right? Like there's no point being nervous.
And there's nothing
We've
to
got
lose
this,
basically.
yeah, we've got this opportunity. Let's make the most of it. Let's just go and let's not be under performance pressure. Like what after even before Shark Tank, I think once I started Gudgum, I've started asking myself like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm writing a cold mail to say a Nikhil Kawat. What's the worst that can
What?
happen? Right?
True.
Ask yourself that question and everything will be fine. So it was a chill night. We were like just watching some Shark Tank episodes. We ate some vada pavs and all of that. And next morning, 7 o'clock, we left.
And so you left 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And when did you exactly shoot? At what time did you shoot?
So they don't give you exact
Exact
time.
time.
नहीं
Correct. I
बोलते हैं.
heard that.
And 7 o'clock they picked us up. The studio was about 1 hour away from where we were staying. Or early in the 9 o'clock, we ate breakfast. They put our makeup on. They gave us the clothes that we were supposed to be wearing, and we're all just sitting. There were like six other company founders sitting in that green room waiting to be called. But to be like, we were lucky to be the
One.
third one on that day.
Okay.
And there are times where I've seen people pitch at 10 in the night while they have turned up at the studio in the morning. Their makeups are on, they're wearing the clothes, and it could go as late as 9:30, 10 o'clock as well.
So you don't know the time exactly what time you can.
I mean, I think it's very very dependent because there are multiple teams involved in an episode, right? Like if you see the display that we had, right, the
Huh.
product display,
Correct.
that's not what we made, right?
Oh.
That's basically we sit with their creative team and ideate, and they execute it for us.
So you don't know before you enter the. You know
नो
this is
वी
how it
नो
is
कि
going to.
हम ऐसा बनाने वाले हैं.
Huh.
हम पीछे जाएंगे behind the actual setup is where the next company's display will be ready.
Huh.
तो वहां जब अंदर गए ओ ऐसा दिखता है हमारा, like
Okay.
that. So we just gave an idea, we gave a sketch, and those vendors. So depending on when these things are ready for which company is when they'll call you,
अच्छा.
because it's a lot of different interconnectivities that are in place. So I don't even remember exactly at what time we entered, because they take your phone away, they don't let you wear a watch, uh, because yeah, they no network, basically you're in a no network zone. You don't, again, otherwise, there could be some sting cameras that people can carry. This is me vlogging in my way into a Shark Tank. So nothing of that sort. The only thing that was left was my wedding ring on my hand. बस उतना ही. तो we had lost all sense of time. कितने बजे अंदर गए, कितने बजे बाहर आए, भूख लगी थी, नहीं लगी थी, didn't know, प्यास
Then
लगी थी. There was only like, it felt like there was a stone in my stomach. And then once we came out, we saw, oh wow, it's already sunset. So we exactly, I don't know what time we went in.
oh my. And okay, so now ये जो अंदर घुसने के बाद as soon as you enter the main
Yeah.
stage, the shooting area where the sharks are sitting, वो pitch कितना time चलता है?
That goes on, it could go on anywhere between 50 minutes to 1.5 hour, 2 hours. Ours was fairly short, 50 minutes. We were
50
out.
minutes
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you were done.
50.
So after every shoot, I think there's a break and then the other brand comes set up
Yeah,
their
yeah.
own
The
thing.
Sharks go back into their vanity rooms and then they'll probably chill, and the other team is prepped. Then they do a whole cleanup of the whole set.
Right.
And वो सब चलता है.
So were you confident that you'll get the deal?
हाँ यार, I was not confident about getting the deal, but I was confident I'll get into the TV round for sure.
Okay.
This was me sitting on
Uh,
the season two, watching season two with my granny at home. My granny, she doesn't hear very well, but she knows that Shark Tank is something where, people come, they talk about their company and take a check and leave.
check and leave.
So
Okay.
my daddy is like, why don't you go? बोला, Dadi, jayenge. And season two is when I manifested. We just applied, everything went well. And I manifested that. I told my dad, the product is unique, it ticks all the boxes. For it to appear on a show like this, and to come on national television, there was no doubt at all that we will not be aired and all of that, because it's unique.
Hmm.
I'm not just another, clothing brand, or just another shoe brand,
True.
right? Like,
True.
it's something unique, and they want something unique. Uh, and I was confident we'll be on air. Getting the deal, that was something I was very, very scared about, because Anupam Mittal had ordered the gums 7 months ago,
True.
seven
I think
months
he also
before.
spoke about that
Yeah.
during the episode.
So December is when we shot. In Feb, he had ordered the gums on our website, and I had reached out to him. I asked him, "Did you like the product? Do you have any feedback?" He said it's terrible. Chewing gum से तो लोग excite होते हैं. तुम उसमें भी natural और sustainable घुसा रहे हो. Good luck to you. How you're going to scale this? ये वो. So that was always there. That was pinching me. Like, hey, Anupam didn't like the product. What if he influences
All
the
the
others as
sharks.
well? That it's such a crap product or whatever. But it turned out to be opposite. We got him to invest in our
Yes.
company,
Yes. Yes.
and on the backside of the check that he gave us, he said, "Not just good gum, the greatest gum ever." So that was like a turnaround story for us.
Amazing, amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. So now, when you are in
yeah,
the shooting room,
yeah.
basically in front of the sharks, कि उस समय दिमाग में क्या चलता है? Because there are questions coming right, left, center. Okay, and you have to be on your toes. You should know everything in and out. So उस समय दिमाग में क्या चलता है?
I think for me, because I know my product, because I know my business,
Hmm.
I don't get intimidated by anybody else's question, because I know it better than you do. And I'm not running a shadi.com that Anupam can intimidate me,
True. True.
right? Because I'm not competing with any of those. I know my chewing gum, I know my product, I know my company and my operations. So when you're fully into that space, I don't think any question is difficult to answer. Uh, and there was one very important thing that a friend of mine told me. A brand called Gladful, if you've seen, these, they make pancake mixes for kids,
Correct.
high protein,
Gladful.
right?
Yeah.
Gladful.
Yeah.
So Parul had been on season two, and I asked her that, "Do you have any, kind of input what we should be doing while we are in the tank?" And she said, "Mayank, be on the front foot. Don't get to a point where you're on the back foot, where the sharks are at a
On.
higher hand than you,
True.
right? You talk about your product better than they
They
think they know the
they know
product,
the
right?
product.
Like, be on that front foot, kind of be aggressive,
Yeah.
and that's what we were." And we were very candid in that space as well. Like we're just having a nice hearty conversation. It's not scripted at all. It's just a conversation like how you and I are having. They'll ask you questions about what, like just basic questions. Who do you sell to? um, why isn't the taste that good?
Hmm.
Yeah, packaging aisa क्यों है ये वो. So all of these things you're ready about. So nervousness, anxiety, वो सब कुछ भी नहीं होता है. And then she said, answer questions. So there will be a point where all five sharks are, kind of cross questioning,
Hmm.
right? So answer the questions that you are more confident about. And because, they are not going to repeat that question. भी
Uh-huh.
चार लोग सामने बैठे या पांच लोग सामने बैठे हैं. Namita will talk. Say, for example, somebody here says, "Hey, the product is sweet." The other one is say, "Yeah, the product is damn good." So
Ah,
like
you
just go
pick
with the
your
flow.
question basically. You
Yeah,
pick your question because that is how you will be able to talk more on that.
exactly. Don't if there is amongst the five, not at any point in time, all the five will not have a bad comment or a feedback
One
coming in.
person will
There will
have a
be
good one.
somebody a good comment. Go with that flow. So we followed that kind of thing.
But were
And
you a little intimidated by Anupam Mittal because he has tasted the product earlier, and when you were like, you know that he's sitting right in front of you, he has tasted your product, he has
yeah,
given
yeah,
you the feedback.
yeah. And right in the center that too. And he was like sitting like aise, aage. Everybody else was like
Oh,
waise.
like he was
And this fellow is literally, in the front, ready to kind of attack and pounce. But nahi, we were not intimidated. Nahi, yaar.
not you, but what about your brother?
My brother, yes, you can see the episode. His eyebrows were like frowning, was like, Mayank, kya ho raha hai?
But
And that's when I just cracked that joke on Aman. I said, bro, Aman is looking like soft. And we
yeah,
had
and
launched the
everyone
soft
started
flavored
laughing.
chewing gum. Yeah, I was like, dude, the ice is broken. Might as well, just do it. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, he'll get scared. He'll get angry. ठीक है, मना लेंगे, right? And what if he does not get
Vinita
angry?
even got up and came to you for that.
Exactly. So that's the kind of person I am. So I was not trying to impost, like I was not trying to be something other than what I am
Hmm.
normally, right? So if you're original, if you're honest, so automatically that even the sharks, they're not investing into that product that you have then and there, right? They're investing in the person that you are.
Right.
Product can be changed, the person can't be changed.
Can't be.
So if you're honest, if you're truthful about your numbers and what you're looking to grow, तो intimidate होने की कोई chance ही नहीं है. I'll get scared when I'm trying to give you sugar coated lies.
And they get to know basically. They get to
That's
know.
when you'll get intimidated.
Hmm.
कि यार मैं ये बोल तो दूंगा, फिर अगर इन्होंने कुछ बोला तो.
So,
यहाँ पे I was blatantly honest. Yeah, we use plastic in the packaging. Yes, that's a problem we want to
hmm.
solve.
Hmm.
Yes, the numbers are low, but that's why it is low. We can grow it. अभी
Grow
हम
it.
लोग production in-house कर रहे हैं. We'll probably increase the production
True.
capacity. Be honest, and that's what will
And
take you a longer way.
so, according to you, man, who is the best shark you know, like that you really love personally?
So I think I was scared about Anupam uh, because he had bad feedback. Uh, we had never seen Ritesh
Mhm.
because it was his first time. I'd never, even seen his interview to be honest. So I don't even know what sort of a person he is. Uh, but before we went in the tank, if anybody asked who is your favorite shark, I'd say Aman,
Hmm.
right? But after coming out of the tank, I think it's Ritesh and Anupam because Anupam is he. I called him Tony Stark on
Yeah,
the
I
episode,
remember. I
right? Like
remember. Yes.
he is so sharp. He knows so much about every industry. Uh, Kudos to him. He's like he is good. He's that kind of shark that you'd want. And Ritesh, you'll see he'll be wearing the dolphin T-shirt because he's not the shark. He's that nice.
Nice
He's the
guy.
nice guy. And he's always smiling. There was a point where everybody was like, "नहीं यार, market size बहुत छोटा लग रहा है. 1,000 crore में तुम कितना बड़ा धंधा
कितना
बनाओगे?" And then Ritesh came into our rescue. I didn't even think of that answer ever. Ritesh said, "But you also have to look at it that 1,000 crores as a market of chewing gum with a 1 rupee product."
Hmm.
1 रुपए के प्रोडक्ट से 1,000 crore का मार्केट है तो इमेजिन इफ यू स्टार्ट सेलिंग दैट सेम chewing gum for 5 rupees,
True.
that becomes a 5,000 crore market. So he came in with that point, and then Vinita is like, oh yeah, 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 makes sense. So
Makes sense. And maybe you did not know the answer as well. Maybe you were not prepared at that point, and he
no,
gave the answer.
100% not. I would be like, yeah, I don't know what we'll do here, but he's like, yeah, ticket size छोटा है ना तो He's a very nice guy.
Nice guy.
To be honest, he was always smiling. It got to a point where I was intimidated by his smile. Like, why is he only smiling?
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah,
So now for the same, Mayank, thoda sa na, like I really want people who are watching this. A lot of people maybe they are running a brand
yeah.
who's watching this and they want to appear on Shark Tank. Okay, so quickly if you can help us few processes like exactly अगर apply करना है तो कैसे apply करना है and how does it work exactly?
So it's a basic form on Sony Live पहले जो आता है उसी फॉर्म में about 7-8 questions होते हैं. They'll ask you questions like आपका GST number क्या है, company name क्या है, just to kind of filter out and vet out that you're a legit
Legit
company.
company.
Because India में we are like the
Lot
capital
of
of
company.
frauds. लोगों को सिर्फ टाइम पास के लिए फॉर्म भरना है. So that is one. That's your first screening step. Second screening is when they'll ask you questions like long answer questions, and that's when they're actually testing your patience, or they're testing whether
Are
you've
you
got
really
the
interested?
willpower,
Yes.
right? And these are questions like, what was your favorite subject in school, why, right? Who were you close to while growing up, in your family, why?
These are the questions they'll ask.
These are the kind of
Oh,
questions
amazing.
amongst a few more,
Few
right?
more, yeah.
So they're really testing here whether or not you really want to be there. And believe me or not, it took me, like 15 days to fill that full form. And I had 10 times in between which I thought, कि यार अभी रहने देते यार, this is too long, yeah, this is too irritating.
I think that is exactly thing that they are testing कि लोग भरेंगे कि नहीं भरेंगे. Are they
Exactly,
really interested? Are they
exactly. And after that is when they'll send you a link to upload a small pitch video, about a 30-40 second video of
okay?
you, basically the founders. They want to see the founders and see if they're able to talk, etc. फिर उसके बाद में they call you for a in-person audition that happens in different cities, Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay, wherever. In person audition में आप जाओगे वहाँ पे उनकी team members होते हैं who are sitting as sharks, and like your screen test with cameras. Are you getting scared? Are you getting anxious? Are you standing your ground?
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
uh,
hmm.
do you have command over your language? Is the product presentable? Do you know your numbers? So all those things, and then after that is when they'll tell you कि December 15th is the last day. अगर तब तक आपको कॉल नहीं आया तो कंसिडर योरसेल्फ नॉट.
December. Okay, so if they don't call you, which means you're not.
हाँ, बस अगर कॉल नहीं आया तो यू आर आउट. कॉल आया तो आप आ जाना. सो यू आर जस्ट गोना सिट देयर एंड वेट,
Oh
लाइक कॉल
my
आएगा
god.
आएगा आएगा.
तो वो ये बेसिकली ये फुल प्रोसेस है
या
एंड देन दे चूज कि उन लोग कॉल करके बोलेंगे कि हाँ यू आर
Yeah, and they'll give
इन.
you some slots. Are you available on 2nd of December or 10th of December? And then you just go 3 days पहले. 3 दिन आपका सिर्फ रेकी रिहर्सल्स ये सारी चीज़ें होंगे. And it's a fun time, 3-4 days of
बट द
like.
प्रोसेस स्टार्ट्स ऑलमोस्ट अ ईयर बैक फ्रॉम द डे
हाँ.
द एपिसोड इज लाइव.
Yeah. So not a year back. I think the first form that we filled came out in June, if I'm not wrong, and we shot in December.
दिसंबर
And episode came out in Feb.
फेब्रुअरी
तो
सो
एक चार
ऑलमोस्ट लाइक
महीने 2 quarter का रहता है.
2 क्वार्टर का.
Yeah, because I
ग्रेट.
think they have 4 or 5 different prime time con- serials, right? KBC for about 3 months, and then Indian Idol for about 3 months, and then Shark
देन
Tank for
शार्क
about
टैंक.
3 months, and I think another one for 3 months. I don't know what that is, but so this is how they schedule it.
Also, जैसे when we talk about Shark Tank, okay, so I have heard from few of my friends or maybe through some videos कि बहुत सारे deals after say you went to the Shark Tank, you've got the deal during the episode, but Shark Tank का episode खत्म होने के बाद behind the scenes में वो deal cancel हो जाता है.
Cancel नहीं होता है. What happens is, see, when you go into the tank, the sharks don't know who is coming.
Hmm.
They have no idea of which brand is coming. So they Sony or even the Shark Tank team make sure that it is as candid as possible. तो sharks को पता नहीं कौन आ रहा है. They'll make sure you've not interacted with the sharks before. So everything is and the sharks don't have their own phones with them. So what
Okay,
you're saying to them, what you're telling
it all
that I'm
depends on
doing
that.
a 1 crore revenue a month, उस बेसिस पे वो आपको टैंक में डील दे देंगे.
Hmm.
But later is when due diligence happens. When their teams reach out, they'll actually check कि आपने बोला 1 crore का रेवेन्यू करते हो. कैन यू शो अस योर बुक्स.
Hmm.
आपने बोला आपका ग्रॉस मार्जिन इतना है. कैन यू शो अस हाउ. So then they'll do all that due diligence, obviously, because they're putting in their money. वहाँ पे a lot of companies screw up,
Got it.
right? They would have told something else on Shark Tank, and then they actually don't have those kind of numbers. तो वो डील कैंसिल नहीं होती है. The sharks will clearly say कि boss,
You
we
said something
pitch.
else.
Yeah, exactly, you said something else, you're not that. So I think there are a lot of people bad mouthing Shark Tank for that reason. But yes, there is a fair number of deals that fall through because of one this reason. Second is the sharks sometimes reach out. They say, maybe you're doing well by yourself. Abhi ke liye, don't let's not do this deal. Come back to me at a later stage.
Hmm.
So they're still okay. They're
Okay.
not burning their bridges or anything of that sort, right?
Right.
We are still always in touch with them. Yeah, unki team se you're in touch and all of that. So nobody's canceling a deal. There are a lot of people who cancel deals because they found a better deal elsewhere.
Right.
कोई और investor, because you're on national television, there'll be tons of people watching. तो कोई investor बोलेगा कि है ना, I'll give you a better valuation, take my money.
Hmm.
तो वैसे
So
काफी लोग
brands
को
can
मिलता है.
cancel. अगर एक बार डील मिल गया तो मैं बाद में शार्क टैंक खत्म होने के
Yeah,
बाद भी I
yeah,
can
there's no
cancel.
strings attached. There's no strings attached.
Okay.
The sharks can back out if they want. The brands can back out if they want.
Until the final paperwork is done.
Which final paperwork?
Like after the Shark Tank, there's final paperwork between brand and
नहीं यार, शार्क टैंक के बाद कोई पेपर वर्क नहीं होता है. शार्क टैंक के पहले पेपर वर्क होता है. दैट्स जस्ट साइनिंग दैट दिस एपिसोड दैट वी आर शूटिंग इज ओन्ड बाय सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट और व्हाटएवर.
that's all.
दैट्स ऑल. द डील ये वो इज completely up to you and the shark.
And when do you get to know कि your episode has been selected to go live?
2 दिन पहले, 1 दिन पहले. So we came on air on Feb 5th. That's Monday. Feb 4th ko I got a call from the Shark Tank team saying, "Hey Mayank, you're going to be live tomorrow."
What? Oh my. So उस समय तक पता भी नहीं कि if your episode is going to be live or not. तुम वो 50
हाँ.
के हो सकते, वो 50 के slot में हो सकते हो जहाँ पे तुम्हारा दिखाएंगे नहीं.
Yes.
Oh my.
खतरों के खिलाड़ी जैसी है.
Oh my god. So also with that Mayank,
Yeah.
I personally have a very interesting question
Yeah.
also कि जो ये Shark Tank जैसे you said कि bad mouth बहुत करते हैं Shark
Yeah.
Tank को लेके, and I think I have heard all of those things from my friends or some videos and all. ये Shark Tank scripted होता है कि नहीं होता है?
It's not. It's completely candid. It's a conversation that you're having with 4 people in a room. That's all. And they're going to cut and paste whatever they like and make a 15-minute episode, right? At the end of the day. So it's not scripted at all.
Got
Itna tak ki the sharks don't know who's coming. So they're not coming with any pre-thought notions also.
hmm.
Like otherwise Anupam would have known कि गुड़गम आ रहा है. Anupam would have told them beforehand कि मैंने ये खाया हुआ है product.
हाँ.
I remember that when we actually went into the tank, मतलब before rolling started. So when you're behind the set, the sharks first come in and they're sitting down. So you
ये
could
सही.
hear, oh, good gum ऐसे. And they're discussing
Oh, amazing.
ऐसे. Hey, ये तो chewing gum का brand है ये वो. And then is when the actual rolling starts. So they don't know.
They don't know anything.
Scripted होता तो they would know. Then there would be some आंसू, some ये वो. There's nothing scripted.
Nothing scripted. And जो डील जैसे हो गया, जैसे चार शार्क्स के साथ डील
Yeah.
फाइनलाइज हुआ, so how long does it take for the investment to reflect on your account?
So that again depends company to company. क्योंकि for you to take external investment, you need to be a private limited. Like a proprietorship company ho, majority of the companies start as a proprietorship or a
Hmm.
partnership. So first you have to change that company structure to a private limited. Then there's a lot of handover that happens from that company to this company. A
Hmm.
lot of that compliance to be done. उसके बाद में you become ready for investment. So there could be that it takes a fair amount of time. Like 6 months, 7 months, even sometimes 8 months लग जाता है.
लग जाता है. Amazing. So now just to sum up the whole Shark Tank
Yeah.
experience, कि any brand जो Shark Tank में जाने का सोचा है, and what are 3 things you would want to tell them, like few tips, 3 tips that you want to tell them before a brand goes into Shark Tank?
So one is, don't decide for yourself that if you're good enough for Shark Tank or no. Apply and let them decide,
Hmm.
right? All you can do, what's in your control, is you can apply. And I think everybody watching this, every entrepreneur, whatever business they're running, apply. It doesn't take
Hmm.
any cost, right? And if you do get that opportunity, that's going to be like a life turning point of your life.
True.
So that's one. Like don't decide for yourself. Just apply. A lot of people tell me यार मेरा तो B2B business है, it doesn't make sense. मैंने बोला so
Just apply.
yeah, it's so it's a basket of fruits, right? I was actually at a panel with the main manager. I don't remember his post, but one of the top guys in the Shark Tank India company. And we were on a panel at IIM Bangalore, and he said, we look for what? We look for some people are doing something really good, and some people are doing something really bad.
Hmm.
We want people who are old, we want people who are young, we want women, we want children, we want tribals, we want underprivileged, we want, all sorts of people, so that it is made for that 135 crore population of the country.
Hmm.
So they will try to be as inclusive. They'll want people from the northeast come and pitch. They'll want people from the far interiors of Kashmir come and pitch. Whatever business that is,
Hmm.
even if they're selling apples, right? So what if you qualify for that?
Qualify.
B2C भी चाहिए उनको, B2B भी चाहिए, D2C भी चाहिए, everything they want. So just apply. Second is be prepared. Like the kind of traction that you will get, your website may crash.
Be prepared.
Be prepared with the amount of traffic that comes in and the amount of orders that will come in. If you have the opportunity to actually fill up a whole massive warehouse worth of goods, do it, because you will get at least one time order तो उस दिन आ ही जाएगा या उस हफ्ते में आ ही जाएगा. For people who are looking to try, repeat, that depends on how good or
Good the
bad your
product is.
product is.
Yes.
But one time there'll be a lot of people who will want to buy,
Hmm.
and then have a strong team of people who are there to take calls and reply to mails and take all of these leads and fill up a sheet where you can reach out to these leads at a later stage,
Later stage,
right?
right?
Because I have a sheet where people who said, I want to invest in your company, I can put in this value, or I am from this particular country, I want to be a distributor here. So whenever the time is right, I can just reach out to these people. I've created some kind of a directory. And be honest. That's like my fourth tip. Be honest, be truthful. If you're faking yourself, then you're
Out of
then
the
you're
game.
then you're digging your own grave, right?
Hmm.
Like, I think that's one virtue I have lived by throughout my life, and that's what kind of gives me a lot more opportunities wherever I go. So talk your heart out and be who you are. Don't try to replicate somebody else or try to copy somebody else. कि उसने ऐसा बोला था तो मैं भी ऐसे करूँगा. No, you are a different person. Pitch your company in your way. That's all. So these are a few tips that I could give.
Mm, got it. Now I also see that Gudgum is on Zepto.
Yeah.
So I think you mentioned in one of your videos on Instagram कि हम लोग को बहुत time लगा Zepto में आने के लिए. So what is that process?
So Zepto Blinkit, they're crazy to get into. Like, the problem is why, I'll tell you, because there's thousands of brands wanting to get on there,
Hmm.
and these guys have dark stores.
True.
उस स्टोर में कितना ही माल रखेंगे वो लोग? They'll try to keep the products that are relevant, right? कि this brand is well known, or this brand's particularly this flavor is well known, so we'll keep this product क्योंकि उसकी जगह उतनी छोटी है. And if everybody wants to put their product there, कल के दिन कोई gardening का सामान, not gardening, say something that you don't really want in
Wanted.
7 minutes, want
True.
to be there, doesn't make sense at all. So you've got to basically show them that there is traction, show them that it makes sense for your product
To
and
be
their
on that.
channel. There has to be a product channel fit, right? Why there are so many ice cream brands that get into quick com is because it solves a problem.
Hmm.
Ice cream, a lot of people don't have fridges at their home,
True.
right? Or if they do have fridges, they don't have enough space. So ice cream is something just in time. So ice creams, snacks, party staples will work on these quick com places.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a lot of vetting that happens
When you
uh,
are
when a brand applies
applies.
to Zepto and Blinkit, and they are drowning in inquiries. So I don't blame them. Uh, I don't blame them for taking so long to onboard a brand, because they have to perform.
True. True.
It's not just putting the product there and then automatically the product starts selling. How we got on is because we were on Shark Tank,
Yeah.
and then it was buzzing, and people do know the brand now, so it might as well give them an opportunity.
True. So how long did it take for you to apply and going live on
Zepto to
Zepto?
yaar, Zepto took us a very long time. Zepto, uh, I think what worked for us is I was a part of this community on WhatsApp where I just reached out. I put a message saying, can somebody get us listed on Zepto? and one of those people shared Zepto's founder's number, Cavalier Vora's number,
Oh my god.
and I just texted him cold message. Mula, what's the worst that can
What's the worst?
happen?
I love that about you, man. That is amazing.
I texted him. I said, Cavalier, this is what I do. I really like what you're doing. I think chewing gums make sense on Quickcom because it is impulse and Quickcom is impulse. People buy a lot of cigarettes on Quickcom, and good
They
gum
would
could
want.
be a good complementary product. And we were on Shark Tank, and I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity that lies here. So please help me get listed. Straight up, to the point. One message, dal diya, and he replied within 2 minutes. He sent me his probably his main guy's number, and he said, please reach out to him. And I texted again shamelessly, can you please put in a line for me to him? He
Oh
said,
my god.
already done that,
Crazy.
right? And within 3 hours, that person called me. He said, can we get on a call tomorrow at 12 o'clock? I said, all right, let's do it at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, we spoke. The next day, we had a PO.
Oh my god.
so So just try, what's the harm?
I love.
इतनी इतनी तरफ से हाथ हाथ पैर मारे कुछ नहीं हुआ. कैटेगरी मैनेजर, कन्फेक्शनरी मैनेजर सबको पूछा, नहीं हुआ. कम्युनिटी पे किसी ने फाउंडर का नंबर दिया, मेल मैसेज कर दिया. काफी लोग सोचते रहेंगे, यार मैं इसको कैसे मैसेज करूँ, यार इसके पास तो इतने मैसेजेस आ रहे होंगे, ये थोड़ी मुझे रिप्लाई करेगा. हो गया.
Love it.
I to do on LinkedIn as well. Blinkit, for example, Albinder Dinsa, it's a founder.
Yeah.
मैं तो मैसेज करता हूँ whenever Albinder puts that we've kind of onboarded this particular brand on Blinkit. तो मैंने बोला Gudgum still waiting to get onboarded. क्या someday he sees. तो Blinkit happened that way as well. तो Blinkit took us slightly longer. Zepto हो गया था. But that's how. And a lot of people reach out, hey, can you please connect me with somebody at Zepto or Blinkit? So I was like, dude, what my playbook was might not work with you.
But for sure.
Just
For sure.
do you.
Makes sense. But that is amazing, Mank. I think I really love that about you. And as an entrepreneur, I think you should have something like that
Yeah,
within you. That कि यार सोचो मत इतना यार जाओ करो होगा तो होगा नहीं हुआ तो I don't have anything to lose.
exactly. So that's why I think I used to do sales for my early first job. I developed the product and I was doing on ground sales. That's when I learned that it's okay to be rejected. Like that fear of rejection went completely out of the park. I used to take these beverages. So we were making women's healthcare beverages. I used to carry these. I used to drive 100 kilometers a day,
Hmm.
reaching to 25, 30 stores in a single day, taking the product, talking to the store manager, saying, this is what we do. This is the MRP. This is how we will support you. Ye wo. And then be like, no, this product won't sell here. Okay, go off. All right. So go to the next store. तो वहाँ पूरा वो जो thick skin, it is built because of that.
I think yeah. I think
So
that makes
sales experience is
it
important.
is very important. I
Yeah.
worked at Swiggy, so I was working at
Ah.
Swiggy. So I was a sales manager there. I
Mm.
think I picked a lot of things from there. And now like
Yeah.
maybe right now also when I'm doing podcasting, I think it helps me a lot to
Yeah.
reach out to people
Correct.
and like just connect with them. And I know what I want from them and I'll directly, as you mentioned, I'm shameless again. Okay, you have to be shameless when you're
Yeah.
in this.
Sales. I think as an entrepreneur, if you see large brands, a PepsiCo, all of these people, the CEOs of these companies are salespeople or marketing people. They might not, majority I'm talking about, they might not be from ops, they might not be from tech, right? They'll majorly be sales and marketing
They
people.
know how to sell.
Yeah, मतलब product बनाना आज की time में इंडिया में is very easy, right? You want to replicate Mama's whole product line, reach out to that very own factory, they'll give you the same product in a similar
Different.
packaging.
True.
How will you sell is what differentiates you.
Makes
If
sense.
you don't know how to sell, then you've not ukhadified anything.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So with that, Mayank, so there is one question that when I spoke about good gum to my friends, okay, that I'm going
Yeah.
to do a podcast with them. So I like usually take feedbacks from everyone,
Yeah.
okay, like asking questions. Okay, what is that one question that you would want to ask
Correct.
if
Yeah.
you want to ask the brand directly? So one thing is that my friends asked me to ask you again is that the pricing structure of
Yeah.
good gum. Okay, I'm sure like you might also have had this feedback. So we all want to know why is good gum priced at 99 when I think this was the same question asked at Shark
Yeah.
Tank as well. And why good gum is priced at 99 compared to other chewing gums which are definitely it is like good for the earth and good biodegradable and everything. So
Yeah.
how do you deal with that?
So see, I'll tell you there are like three different kinds of chewing gum. One is the Boomer Center Fresh 1 rupee product. Then there's Happy Dent Orbit, which is sugar free, which is a I think 50 rupees for 12 chewing gums wala product, 12 or 15 chewing gums. And then there's the imported chewing gums, which are 130 rupees for 10 chewing gums
Correct,
wala price
correct,
point,
true.
right? We sit in between the sugar free chewing gums and
And
the
the
imported chewing
imported
gums,
chewing gum.
right in between.
Right.
2x the price of the sugar free chewing gums. Now, why we're expensive is firstly the gum base. They're using plastic. We're using something that comes all the way from South America.
Okay.
And this is artisanal. Tribal people extract this from the trees. It is controlled by the government and that is procured by us. So that cost is higher. Your plastic gum base might be probably 300 rupees a kilo. This is about 1500 rupees a kilo. Second, they're using artificial colors, artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners, the cost of which is three times lower than the natural colors, natural flavors, natural sweeteners.
Got it.
So I've given you the perspective. If I'm using these ingredients, automatically the price is going to be high. Third, they are manufactured on like tonnage in a automated factory. Here I have employed 14 underprivileged people, trained them on manufacturing gums, given jobs to women with incomplete educational backgrounds,
Amazing.
uh, and I'm happy that I'm able to kind of run their livelihood with the money that or the revenue that we generate. So
Correct.
yes, the overheads are also high. So maybe once we increase the throughput, overheads reduce, their jobs remain intact.
True.
तो राइट नाउ इट इज एक्सपेंसिव. हम लोग यहाँ बर्न करने नहीं है, हम लोग यहाँ पैसा कमाने के लिए है. सिंपल. Another company might give you the same product probably tomorrow at 80 bucks, but they might be putting 20 rupees घर का उसके अंदर.
True.
They might be burning. यहाँ we are not on a runway where I am putting my employees' livelihoods at stake. Right.
Makes sense.
I'm very very happy that this is the kind of money that even if I don't take any salary out, I'm happy that these guys take some money back home. So that's the main reason why it's expensive. But I think going forward, we could bring the price down to like
Are
80
you planning
bucks.
to do that?
We won't reduce the price, probably increase the quantity inside because 99 is a good price point to be at. We're also
Absolutely.
looking to launch, and why it seems expensive right now is because it's a pack of 15 that you need to buy at once.
True.
If I were to give you a single chewing gum at 5 bucks, you'd still find it to be cheap,
That is true. That is
right?
so much true. Yeah.
India is what, like people usually people seldom buy a pack of cigarettes. They'll buy a single.
Single piece.
If a smoker actually, like, this was one case study I did. I said if the government bans sales of individual cigarettes, the amount of smoking will reduce drastically because people can't afford a whole pack of cigarettes, especially the underprivileged, the poor labor class people. वो लोग नहीं खरीद पाएंगे एक साथ में 200 रुपए का एक pack of cigarette,
Correct.
right? So that's the idea. I mean, we are also looking to launch like a single chewing gum, and फिर 5 रुपए में you will not find it expensive.
It won't be expensive at all. Okay, I get the mindset. It's a different
Exactly.
mindset. Just you're selling a box, so सबको लगता है कि yeah, it is
Exactly.
coming at the cost of 99. But again, from my point of view, like I've been using Gudgum like
Yeah.
since the start of like since I saw the episode again.
Yeah.
I'm one of those
Huh.
customers. Okay.
But repeat, right? So
Yeah,
that's the
repeat.
kind of
And
customer.
after that, like if you go to my house, I will easily have at a time I'll have 5 boxes
Super.
of good gum at my
Yeah.
place all the time, like because I'm someone again who likes chewing
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
when I'm going or driving or like just
Yeah.
playing, and I'm an athlete too, so I think it just
Ah,
adds up to all
yeah.
those things.
Absolutely.
Talking about athletes, Mayank, like you have some really good athletes using your product,
Yeah.
right? So could you just help us with few names?
Names, I don't know if it's allowed to do it, but we've heard that, like we've heard that there are prime Indian cricketers using the product. We have a few BFC footballers using the
Amazing.
product. So naam abhi, I mean, we don't have photos of
For sure.
them
But
using the
personally,
product.
someone like you personally know
Mayank
or
Agarwal, the cricketer, he's
yes,
actually even investing in the company.
amazing.
He's been a user. He's been more of that, feedback bringing
Oh, great.
user of sorts, right? Like he's sent out the product to his teammates from Sunrisers, and he reaches out to me on WhatsApp saying, "Mayank, are you free for a call?" I said, "Okay, yeah, let's talk." And then he'll say, "मैंने उसको भेजा, उसने ऐसे बोला ये वो." So that's the kind of investor you also want. So he's one of those users.
Amazing.
We've also heard that uh, some RCB players are also using the product. Maybe we could make it public in a few months. But that's the goal. Yeah, we want to get into cricket. We are launching a caffeine chewing gum, right? Like athletes, for example, people who work out, they take a shot of black coffee before they start working
Correct.
out because they want that caffeine spike.
Right.
But what happens is all of that caffeine goes straight into your blood. You get a spike,
True.
and that spike, when it falls, crashes down, you get that anxiety and jitters that comes with coffee,
Right.
right? A lot of people talk about it, but with a chewing gum, if I make a caffeinated chewing gum, I'm getting sustained release of caffeine, right?
Mm.
Because the caffeine is within the structure of the gum. आप 20 minutes तक उसको चबाओगे,
Only
थोड़ा थोड़ा
थोड़ा
थोड़ा थोड़ा
करके आएगा.
caffeine absorb होते रहेगा. So you get a sustained release of caffeine than getting a spike and then a fall.
True.
So we are incorporating caffeine into chewing gums where athletes can chew a gum for like a 20-minute of their game and get like a sustained release of energy, and also putting in some electrolytes. So we're creating
That
products
is
in
great.
different use cases of chewing gums, right? Like हमने बात करी to a few customers of ours, and we realized that a lot of people use the chewing gum to focus, right? In their class, if they're feeling sleepy, or corporates who are doing like long
Long work.
sprints of programming, they chew gum. So we are making a de-stressing or a focus-inducing chewing gum with some Ayurvedic herbs in it.
Amazing.
A lot of people, doctors recommend chewing gums to people who have acid reflux because it helps in salivating, and salivation helps in neutralizing the acid. So we are making a chewing gum that has enzymes and some probiotics, which is going to improve your digestion. So different use cases. अब तक chewing gum people सिर्फ time pass के लिए खाते हैं. We are adding functions into it so that you can make it a part of your daily routine.
And I think you're changing a big problem as well in India. I think India did not have that. I'm sure your plan is to also go abroad and
Yeah, yeah,
go
yeah. We have a
international.
lot of demand from Europe, from Middle East, but that's the point. Yeah, we want to increase our production capacity once that is in place. Right now, my focus is पहले India में बेच लो, then elsewhere.
True, true. And I'm going to. I'm sure. Like I think my like now after I started consuming good gum, like using good gum, I think I do not switch to any other gums.
Thanks.
It is just there, and I think it also helps. You know why? Otherwise, what I used to do, like as you mentioned, I used to pick one or two
Correct.
pieces.
Yes.
Now I have a box always with
Correct.
me,
Yes.
so I don't
So
run out
you're
of
so
them.
you're so you're committed to the
Commit
brand.
to the brand. Yeah,
Committed. The others are just जो वहाँ मिल गया वो ले
वो
लिया.
ले लिया.
Yeah.
That is good. And the best part again, I'm seeing the boxes in a lot of supermarkets
Yeah.
now. Like a lot of places that
And
I
right
go.
now, though, we've not even touched the tip of the iceberg. When you actually look at the kind of volumes these Wrigley's guys do, the orbit, we are not even probably 1% of what they do. So there's like a massive
But that's the plan,
mountain to
I think.
climb. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That definitely. We'd want to be in 5,000 stores in the next 5 years.
Great. And I really want you to come back after you are at.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can do before and after.
Exactly.
I'll have lesser hair then.
So
Yeah.
with that, we are done with the whole
Super.
question and answer round.
Lovely.
Now we have our last round. I don't think so if you're
Rapid fire.
yeah, it is called the rapid fire round. Okay.
Done.
So their question is the rules are simple.
Yeah.
Whatever comes to your head, the answers has to be like
Yeah.
as short as possible, and
Done.
whatever comes to your mind, you just
Yeah.
shoot it out. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
So welcome to the rapid fire round. It is sponsored by the Backstory Store.
Okay.
You get a hamper after
Oh, super.
this. So our first question: one word to describe your Shark Tank experience.
Good. G-U-D, good.
Nice way to put it out. Okay. What's one thing about the Shark Tank experience that the public do not know, but they should know?
That it's not scripted. And as a longer answer, I'd say when Aman spoke about plastic in the packaging, uh, next second on the episode it said we are working on it. But between those two was a 15-minute conversation that we had with the sharks, talking to them about why we have used plastic, about the whole journey of the packaging, how we tried to avoid plastic, how we use different materials, etc., etc., etc. And then the sharks were very convinced with the answer, and then is when we told we are working
Working
on
on.
it. So everywhere I go, people ask, it has plastic. You're selling a plastic-free chewing gum in
But
plastic
that was already
packaging.
removed.
That was removed. Like there was a 15-minute conversation. So that's something people don't know.
Oh, amazing. So basically, you shoot an episode for say 1 hour, but the episode which is put
15
on,
minutes.
it's like only 10 to
Yeah,
15 minutes.
yeah.
Oh,
Because here they would get some masala out of it, right?
yeah, yeah.
That a shark is roasting the brand. But
Yeah.
here we had a very nice conversation. They were very impressed. Oh, इतना thought process तुमने लगाया है इसके ऊपर. Nice.
Amazing. Great. Oh, it's great. Okay. Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently in your Shark Tank pitch or negotiations?
Hey, yaar, everything. It was a bed of roses. It was good. We had a good amount of virality. We called Aman Soft. We called Anupam Tony Stark. We got a deal from Four Sharks. That's something like something made of dreams. So I think everything was perfect.
Great. Okay. सबसे fun shark कौन है पूरे
Aman,
अमन?
Aman, 100%.
And now, if Ashneer Grover hota, do you think you could have cracked the deal with Ashneer Grover as
I don't think so. We'll be
well?
like, yaar, क्या problem solve कर रहे हो? Chewing gum. Here, there's so many different bigger problems to solve. I'm happy there was no Ashneer in that season.
Okay. If you could endorse a celebrity, who would it be?
If we could endorse, like, if we could afford
A celebrity for the brand, who could it be?
Virat,
Oh,
king of all
king
time,
of all
man,
time.
like, for sure, RCB, Bangalore, choose gum, absolutely fit, ticks all the
All
boxes.
the boy.
Virat.
Virat Kohli. Okay. The last one. Funny moment from your Shark Tank experience.
Is when Bhuvan is like, Menga, what did you just do? When I called Aman Soft. He was scared. He's like, what are you saying? But then Aman is like, you call me soft? You think I look like a soft? And then everybody started laughing. And then
Yeah,
Bhuvan,
actually, that was.
you should see Bhuvan at that spot. And it's just me telling him, like, Bhuvan, Aman is looking like soft. He's like, Manga, what are you saying? And then he's like, I look like soft.
Oh my god. Like, those are great answers,
Yeah,
man. Thank you. So,
super.
with that, we have a small
Oh, lovely.
bag for you. Here.
Peace. Thanks. Thank you.
So, there are like, you can just open it as well. Like, there are few notebooks that you can use.
Lovely.
And especially for you, that working on my
Working on
dreams.
my dream. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. So, we are almost towards the end,
Super.
Mayank, right? So, before we leave, one message to all those budding entrepreneurs who have just started or maybe who are already running a business and they really want to get big into this
Yeah.
market, go to Shark Tank or like say take investment from
Yeah.
other investors. What is that one message you would want to give to all the entrepreneurs out there?
I think, see, making money is definitely a goal everybody should have, but not at the expense of, cheating somebody or, putting somebody's health at stake. So, if at all there are food entrepreneurs listening to this, make products that are healthier. I wouldn't say healthy or opposite of, bad, but a tad bit better than what existing companies are already selling. Similarly, like, there are so many problems to solve uh, in not just the food space. So do whatever you're doing with a mindset of solving a problem honestly, and then money and success will follow.
All
Right? A lot of people just want to do business, uh, probably looting or scamming people. Like, you get so many scam calls or spam calls these days.
true,
That's not the right way to grow. Right? So do everything that you do with pure honesty, and I think automatically that kind of success and money will follow. So that's like my 2 cents.
great. Thank you so much, Mayank, for
Super.
everything that you mentioned. I
Thank
think a lot of people who watch this episode will take a lot if they want to appear on the
Yeah,
Shark Tank and
100%.
how can they
And they
apply.
should take that opportunity, dude. Like, it's like 15 crores worth of free marketing. You're on prime time television. People would probably sell their kidneys to be there, but you're getting there for
True,
free. So
true,
just
true,
apply.
true. Great, man.
Super.
Thank you so much for your time and
Likewise.
thank you
Thank you
for
for hosting me.
killing it. And with your brand, all the
Thanks.
best. I know you're going to kill it in the market. You're going to do so well.
Thanks with consumers like yourself. We don't need anything else.
Thank you so much, man.
Super.
Bye bye.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you're taking a lot of knowledge from this particular episode. So, for the same, if you're looking forward to gain more knowledge, take more knowledge from our podcast, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The Backstory, on YouTube and our Instagram channel, The Backstory, again. Until then, see you and have a great life.